If you ever suffer with brain fog, like you're reading a book and you realize you've read 3 pages and you have no idea what you just read, or you only needed 3 things at the grocery store and you cannot remember what they are. You know, people will say you're just getting older, right? Well, I don't have any control over that. I am going to get older every single day. But there are lots of things I can do to boost my brain power. Do you know that your gut is called your second brain? More messages come from your gut to your brain than the other way around. We think the brain's in control, but it's really not. The hormones and things that come from our brain, actually, most of those really start out in our gut. More messages. A hormone is a chemical messenger. More messages come from the gut to the brain than from the brain out to the body. So if you want to go upstream and heal your brain, you need to start with your gut. So what I want to show you today is a really, really easy way to make yogurt. The one that I'm doing today is Cultures for Health, cutting edge cultures. You can get this at probably at natural grocers. You can also order it online. And specifically, I'm making Reuteri. One thing that I loved about that packet is it comes with information. The instructions in that packet are perfect. It tells you, don't put a blender in there after you've put your culture because the blender can kill the culture. Don't heat it above 100 degrees after you mix your culture in because the heat can damage the culture. It tells you to lightly cover your jar when you're making your yogurt and to cover the pan that you're making it in because you don't want all of the random bacteria and things from the room to get into your yogurt because that can contaminate it. Those are just examples of the amazing instructions in this product. I highly recommend you start here. Let me tell you about Reuteri, which is something you cannot get in the yogurts at the grocery store. And when you make your own yogurt, you're going to use milk or half and half. I like to use half and half. I make 1 quart at a time. I use my Sous Vide. I set it on 100 degrees for 36 hours. And I'll show you the chart in the cutting edge instructions. It shows you the cultures. Well, I should have had that page ready to go, shouldn't I? Here we go. With typical yogurt, they would culture for 12 hours. This yogurt cultures 36 hours. So you can tell in the last 10 hours, you get exponentially greater growth, greater number of those good bacteria. It's all a numbers game. So you're going to use a sous vide or a yogurt maker, keep it at 100 degrees. You're going to culture it for 36 hours. All of the instructions are in that packet. Keeps it super, super simple. With Reuteri, there are over 200 different strains of Reuteri. It helps with sleep, smoother skin, reduced wrinkles, increased skin moisture, increased dermal collagen, accelerated healing, oxytocin boost, increased optimism, reducing appetite, increasing muscle strength, boosts results with strength training, halts muscle loss and advanced frailty that accompanies aging, increased libido, staying young until death. That's what I want. I want to live long if I can feel good while I'm doing it. This bacteria prefers to colonize the upper GI, not only the colon. This produces an natural antibiotic, etc. Another great thing about these good cultures is in your gut, and in our Forever Young Academy, we have a whole course that talks about the gut. In your gut, you want a lot of good guys to control the behavior of the bad guys. The guys that we think are bad really are not, unless there's not enough good guys, and then the bad guys start to grow and they become bullies and they start to behave badly. Reuteri is really powerful at controlling the bad guys. So this one is one that I finished about a week or 2 ago, and you can see it's really, this tasted, it had a texture of whipped cream. It tasted so good, thick and creamy. It was fabulous. Sometimes though, when I'm making my yogurt, it turns out curds and whey. That's what this is. The liquid is whey and the little chunks are curds. There's nothing wrong with that. If that happens with my yogurt, then I use that as a starter. I have some silicone ice trays, so I'll put that in individual 2 tablespoon servings, and I will use those as my starter culture for my next batch. So it's really fine, but typically this does not happen with Reuteri. You can also make it with coconut milk instead of dairy. So this morning when I started mine, I got out my jar, I opened a packet of the bacteria, I put some prebiotic fibers in there. I used a hand whisk to whisk it gently, and then I filled it up with my half and half. I actually used parchment paper in my sous vide to cover it lightly, and then I filled this with water and turned it on. How long did that take me? Maybe 5 or 10 minutes. It's going to sit there 36 hours, and then I will have an amazing, thick, creamy, yummy yogurt to nourish my gut to keep my brain sharp. I hope that helps, and we'd love to hear your questions in the comments below.